Hi, everyone. I'm Vladimir Dutit. Welcome to CBSN Originals, Weaponizing Social Media, the Rohingya Crisis. Hundreds of thousands of Rohingya men, women, and children in Myanmar have fled horrific violence carried out by the country's military. They've escaped torture and rape. It is a dire situation that's been called ethnic cleansing by the United Nations. And while social media has been used to help reach people in some parts of the world, it may have also fueled the violence. We sent Adam Yamaguchi to Bangladesh and Myanmar to show us how.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Majo yaar bedan majo razurul barbad bedian sodon nida military kadi di sorot nu goro utar afra dia rakki namada le jairo goro utar gori bade bari mari muntu dura zara dia ar muntu dura zara dia bade bugum majo goro mado ondora dia ondora dia den tai puri dargira bishoto abar puri dargira tu chere tai ragi.
These videos are taken from another village.
This goes out much further?
Yeah, you can walk 2 to 3 kilometers far from here.
This camp essentially went up in 2 months.
Yeah, only 2 months. Last 2 months.
It's a city.
Most of the refugees arrived here with nothing after they fled northern Rakhine State in Myanmar, where the Rohingya have lived for generations. The Myanmar government has simultaneously denied any responsibility and sealed off Rakhine, shutting out all aid groups and journalists. They built a chaotic, bustling city. Bamboo houses are perched on hillsides. Open sewage sits near makeshift wells. International aid workers have poured into the camp to provide life-saving support and infrastructure.
They need everything. We are talking about families who worked for weeks to reach Bangladesh. So basically they arrived exhausted, tired, dehydrated, and sick. But we know that you cannot cover all the needs. Although you give them, food items or non-food items, but we know that someone is sick in the night and they need to take him to the hospital. So, whatever you give them will not be enough, especially with this big number.
I've seen other refugee camps, but the scale of this is unprecedented. I've never seen anything like this. This used to be a forest, and 650,000 people, approximately 50% are children. There was nothing before. No water, no hygiene, sanitation, which, by the way, is now getting better, but...
They're not out of harm's way.
No, they're not out of harm's way. People are still coming. Many less than before, they're still coming in.
Everyone here is insanely busy. don't want to make light of life in a refugee camp, but it is pretty amazing and sort of awe-inspiring to see people picking back up and engaging in enterprise. You see that everywhere across camp.
Thank you. Thank you. It looks good.
We were told as we were walking by here, one of the most busy shops seems to be an electronics repair shop. And I use the term shop pretty loosely. It's really just tarp underneath trees. One of the things that we've noticed throughout our time here in the camps is that everybody has a cell phone. Sort of like the lifeblood of camp life, really. This is how people get informed. This is how people communicate with family that have been strewn about many different camps, some still across the border in Myanmar. So the need for a repair shop is pretty high.
These devices play another important role. They're a lifeline from inside Myanmar's blacked out areas where conflict continues. But some young Rohingya are inside, armed with phones, and their compatriots here in the camp are receiving and sharing that information, forming a loose network of underground reporters.
One of the things that some of these reporters are having to do is document injuries and go out of their way to prove that these injuries are real, because the narrative being put out by the government of Myanmar is that these injuries aren't real or that they're self-inflicted.
Many of these reporters have been captured and disappeared. Others have fled. But at least one network remains intact.
There were 20 people in our team, all across the region, who were helping us to collect the news and us also to help us send the news to Rohingya local news channels.
This 30-year-old Rohingya man, who goes by the pseudonym Ro Aung Za for his safety, is a critical piece of the network. He fled when his village was attacked and destroyed. Today, he's trying to keep information flowing in from the darkness, which he then sends to journalists and websites.
How do you communicate with them?
We communicate through phone calls and through WhatsApp and through WeChats and through email and through Messenger, Facebook Messenger.
So the reporters inside Myanmar, are they sending photographs or videos?
Yeah. We did not post any news without photographs and without actual evidence. We generally try to be our news as genuine and reliable one, credible one.
Is your family worried?
My family do not know what I'm doing.
They don't know.
They do not know. But we need it to keep it as a secret, because I worry if they tell people, it will be a spirit. My opponent will get the information about me, and I cannot do this kind of activities, this kind of job for my community, for the sake of my community. I feel like I have to do this, risking my life.
What would happen if this secret network got shut down? If it ended, what would happen?
I think the Myanmar government would be successful to carry out their campaign against us completely. The government main plan is to carry out slow and steady genocide and to wipe out this minority clearly. Unless we post our reports in our news, the international community won't know anything about the ground and what is happening inside in the country.
The fact the government's denying any wrongdoing when clearly there's a lot of abuses going on. You're flying in the face of so much evidence. And the clearest evidence is either satellite imagery that shows 340 destroyed villages, not houses, villages, and 600,000 people in Cox's Bazar. I mean, there's the evidence, and yet nothing, there's silence. Now, there's no way you can fake all of that. That's real. The horrific violence that's driven all these hundreds of thousands of people into Bangladesh has been collectively overwhelmingly denied by so many people under Myanmar.
After decades of military rule, democratic reforms in 2012 brought rapid development to Myanmar. Yangon, the country's largest city and former capital, is bustling. The government recognizes 135 national races. and the diversity is clearly visible here. Muslims and Buddhists have coexisted for centuries. But since fringe elements of the Rohingya Muslims attacked the military in 2017, the country has seen a surge in anti-Rohingya sentiment.
What do you make of the fact that over 600,000 people now are living in a camp on the Bangladeshi side, and many of them have been shot, they've got lacerations, many of them have been burned, many raped, many killed?
Never accept a Rohingya in Myanmar.
Why?
Ayenega Mashigo. A cool shima, now shima. Alonso, Myanmar Nigeria, Myanmar Bio Labi Elu, Jujo, the Kubu Labido. So got a book. Never accept.
Just a few years ago, hardly anyone had ever heard of the Rohingya. Now, everyone's got an opinion. Thanks in part to one development that would transform the country: social media. Sites like Facebook and Twitter are playing a role in the spread of anti-Rohingya and anti-Muslim vitriol. Many perpetuate the myth that Rohingya are illegally entering from Bangladesh. Some even accuse the Rohingya of burning down their own homes.
Social media has been, I think, one of the most damaging aspects of this entire crisis. And I think people internationally need to realize that 5 years ago, it cost a couple of $100s just to get a SIM card. Not many people had phones. And so what we've seen in the past 3 or 4 years is this country getting online, everyone having a cheap smartphone and access to Facebook. And so there is not the media literacy, there's not the kind of the ability to understand this medium and the limitations of online speech. And they're being told that the Rohingya are the vanguard of a Muslim invasion.
Even though Myanmar is a very multicultural and multi-ethnic country, it's hard to get people to talk right now because of the racial animosity and tensions that have been stoked by Facebook and social media posts. There's a real chill in the air that you can just feel. One, two.
Ong Kin, which is not his real name, is a Rohingya man born and raised in Yangon. Even in Yangon's largest Muslim neighborhoods, he needs to be cautious.
Right now, it seems like lots of people here are very anti-Rohingya.
Yes.
Why is that?
Because for me, it is the propaganda of the government policy. Rohingya people are the most persecuted anyway. For example, my generation, very, very difficult to get national identity card. If you have not the identity card, you can't do anything. For example, professional education life and any government official job, so any other job.
Under Myanmar's 1982 citizenship law, which didn't include Rohingya, the ethnic group was effectively rendered stateless and invisible and disappeared from the collective consciousness until recently.
I asked some Buddhist friends, why are you hate Muslim? They didn't say. Means that no reason. They hate Muslim or Rohingya, no reason. Means that they manipulate and propaganda is for a long time. Propaganda is very dangerous.
Getting to worry for my kids that they are very agitated to those internet, but they know how to use YouTube or Facebook or everything. My daughter is just like 4.5 years old. She knows everything.
Tet Sway Win is a Buddhist civil rights activist. he's one of the few voices willing to speak out in support of the Rohingya.
It depends about the religious freedom and human rights defenders.
So I'm curious to know, what was the main topic of conversation today at the conference? Was the Rohingya issue brought up?
Not directly, because since the topic is the religious freedom, so we have to talk about the religious intolerance inside the country.
So isn't that telling though, that you have a human rights conference amidst what the UN calls a textbook case of ethnic cleansing, and the Rohingya issue isn't brought up directly?
They normally don't want to talk about this kind of controversial issue.
But for such an urgent issue happening right under everyone's noses, isn't there a sort of discomfort in not talking about that?
Yeah, this is such a shame that none of the people here, including myself, I could talk about this issue, to the foreign media internationally. This Rohingya case, it divided the people, because I have seen many of the human rights defenders, supporting the killing of the Rohingya people. They wrote on the Facebook, they said, they should not be here, they're intruders, they're terrorists, kill them all.
Hatred of Rohingya is not a fringe attitude here. Prominent government officials, religious leaders, and even human rights activists have expressed the belief that Rohingya are not rightful citizens.
Like, it makes me not to, speak out, that as much as I want to, to those people.
I feel music like a weapon for all people, especially for young people. Our music is, we're trying to give the message, but we feel music is not enough only to give message. Message is not only talking, also doing.
Jia Jia formed the group Rebel Riot in 2007. Some of his songs have a political message. Now he writes about how different religions can coexist.
Lots of people in Myanmar, they are silent, they don't talk about Rohingya issue. So, punk rocker, we start against this thing.
So punk rockers and musicians started talking about Rohingya.
Yeah.
You guys were the first ones.
Yes, 2013.
This popular band is well known across the country and uses its elevated stature to reach the masses through concerts and social media.
What happens to people online if they show support for, let's say, for the Rohingya? Will they get attacked?
Yeah. If somebody write or post about Rohingya site, a lot of people are attacking.
Do you ever get attacked online?
Yeah, a lot.
What do people say?
Page, you are Islam, you guys f***ing punk, you should suck the Islam people or something very rude. Somebody called my phone, they wanna attack me or something like that. Technology is like a bomb in Myanmar. Right now everybody have mobile phone, everybody use social media, especially Facebook. They don't know how to respect the people, they don't know what is the privacy, what is the publish. They need this education first. Like for example, monkey have the gun. Monkey don't know how to use this gun. So
wow, that's pretty powerful.
Maybe my example is too strong, but it's true, yeah, it's true.
Rebel Riot stoked controversy when it donned the robes of monks, a sacrilegious act in this country, where over 80% of the people are Buddhist, and where the monk holds unmatched reverence. Since democracy was ushered in 2012, so too was ultranationalist Buddhism, led by a powerful monk. This movement has been particularly effective in utilizing social media. I visited the leadership of the monks' organization, known as the Buddha Dhamma Parahita Foundation.
You know, when I go through Facebook, many of your prominent leaders and some of your biggest supporters post some of the most racist, vile, disgusting content I've ever seen online.
ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်အသီးသီးယူဆသီးသီးရှိကြမှာပဲလေတစ်ဖွဲ့လုံးအပေါ်မှာကိုစားပြုနေတော့ဒါဦးဇင်းတို့ကတားမြစ်ရတာပေါ့မြန်မာနိုင်ငံမှာကဒီ135မျိုးထဲမှာဒီရိုဟင်ဂျာဆိုတဲ့လူမျိုးစုဆိုတာလည်းမရှိဘူးရခိုင်တွေကမရှိသလိုယခုလည်းမရှိဘူးနောင်လည်းရှိတာကိုမလိုလားဘူးရှိမှလည်းမဟုတ်ဘူးရှိခြင်းရှိလာခြင်းဒီအမီနဲ့ထိုးပေါက်လာခြင်းကိုလည်းလက်ခံတော့မဟုတ်ဘူးဆိုတာဦးဇင်းတို့ရဲ့ဒါခံယူချက်ရှိပြီးသားပဲဒီပေါ်မှာဦးဇင်းတို့ကဒီတပြည်လုံးလက်မခံတဲ့အနေထားကြီးကိုဟိုတွန်းပြီးတော့ထိုးပေါက်ဖို့ကြိုးစားနေရင်တော့ဒီဥစ္စာရဲ့ငြိမ်းချမ်းလာမှာမဟုတ်နိုင်ဘူးပေါ့နော်
There is a summary execution of many thousands of the Rohingya people in Rakhine State. How do you reconcile what's actually happening right now with your statements?
အခုဖြစ်သွားတဲ့မီးရှို့ခံတယ်ကိုယ့်အိမ်ကိုမီးရှို့ပြီးတော့တစ်ဖက်ဘင်္ဂလားဒေ့ရှ်ကိုထွက်ပြေးသွားတယ်ဆိုတဲ့အပိုင်းတွေကလည်းအများကြီးဖြစ်ခဲ့တာလေနောက်တစ်ဖက်ကဒီတဲမျိုးကိုရွေချက်ရှိနဲ့လူချင်းတဲ့အပိုင်းတွေနဲ့ဆောင်ရွက်တယ်ဆိုတဲ့အပိုင်းမှာ
The Rohingya have lived in this area in Rakhine State for eons, and they want to continue to live there. Why would they burn down their own houses?
ဆိုတော့ပြောတဲ့ဆက်မှာခင်ဗျားတို့ပြောတဲ့ထမှာဒီရိုဟင်ဂျာဆိုပြီးတော့စကလုံးဟိုတုံးထားတာလေးတွေ့ရတယ်တကယ်တော့သူတို့ဒီရိုဟင်ဂျာမဟုတ်ဘူးဘင်္ဂလီဆိုတဲ့အမည်နဲ့ငင်းညမ်းစွာနေမယ်ဆိုရင်လည်းဒီရခိုင်အလောက်ထိပြဿနာမရှိဘူးနီးနားချင်းမှာဘင်္ဂလားဒေ့ရှ်ရှိတယ်ဘင်္ဂလားဒေ့ရှ်ကလည်းပဲလူကြီးရန်ထူထားတယ်လူကြီးထူထားတဲ့ခါကျတော့ဘင်္ဂလားဒေ့ရှ်ကနေပြီးတော့ဒီဦးဇင်းတို့ဒီရခိုင်ရဲ့ဒီဘက်ဒီခြံစည်းကနေကြော်ဝင်လာတဲ့ခိုးဝင်လာတဲ့လူတွေကအများစုဦးဇင်းတို့တွေ့နေရတာပေါ့နောက်အခြေခံမဲ့သူတို့ရဲ့ဒီစာရိတ္တသည်သူတို့ဘာကိုတတ်ချင်းဖြတ်ချင်းဆိုတဲ့အကြမ်းဖက်မှုကိုသာလုံလာတဲ့လူတွေဖြစ်နေဒီပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေကဒီဒေသကို
Live in today.
I don't think there's ethnic cleansing going on. I think ethnic cleansing is too strong an expression to use for what's happening.
The de facto leader of Myanmar, Aung San Suu Kyi, was once lauded for her non-violent struggle for democracy and human rights. The Nobel Peace Prize laureate is now being accused by UN officials of complicity in the slaughter of Rohingya and could eventually face charges of crimes against humanity in an international tribunal.
What she has said has been really quite deplorable. She has denied the scale of this. She has questioned credible reports of really grave, serious crimes. She's allowed the entire government apparatus to be in denial mode over all of this. And it's contributed to dehumanizing the Rohingya, to whipping up ultranationalism, and to degrading the relationship with the international community.
Aung San Suu Kyi is the main responsible one for these attacks because if he wants voice out against this kind of brutalistic atrocities, it should be at least decreased. Should at least be decreased.
Are you disappointed or are you angry?
I'm angry. Also disappointed and angry.
And while UN fact-finding missions continue to be denied access to Myanmar's Rakhine State, where the Rohingya fled from, aid workers are left to piece together forensic evidence of the military's violent campaign by examining its victims.
Kaiser, you know where you're going?
Dr. Rohini Har is here as a volunteer with Physicians for Human Rights. The group documents mass atrocities and human rights violations around the world.
We found a family where a little boy, I think he got shot in the chest. So we're going to interview him and his dad and see if we can compare the stories that they have to the injuries on his body. Hi. Thank you. We're from Physicians for Human Rights. How old is the little boy?
7 years.
7 only. The father said he had 7 kids, of which only 4 have made it to Bangladesh. The military came into his village, told everyone to go inside their homes for a survey. And so they sat inside their home and then they just started shooting into these wooden slatted homes. He got shot somewhere in this area, and that the gunshot came out over here. I mean, you can see he's had major surgery here. When people came here, they came here with nothing, and so it's hard to have evidence of what all the horrible things that happen in Myanmar. But your body tells stories, and your scars tell stories. So we try to corroborate the body to that story and have documented evidence of what's going on in Myanmar. Okay. Does he know anybody else that from his village that was injured that day? Or
Dr. Har's work is critical in the face of continued denials by Myanmar's government that it bears responsibility for the more than 700,000 refugees who are now settling in here for the long haul.
Everywhere you go, people have these horrible, horrible stories, and they have the scars to prove that happened. I think the Myanmar government, whatever they're saying, is running exactly contrary to what I see on the ground here.
And we're in a childhood-friendly space set up by UNICEF where children can feel safe and forget about what happened to them and forget a little bit about the reality, the hard reality out there in the camps. They faced things that many kids haven't experienced and should never experience. Many of us have never experienced, and I guess no human being should ever experience. If you look at these drawings, you can see them drawing men with machine guns. You see images of houses being burnt and people being attacked. In some cases you even see people being hacked to pieces. So,
did you ask them to draw something specific?
So they were entirely unprompted. This is part of our psychosocial therapy sessions here in the centers, but we don't ask them to draw what happened to them. We just give them a piece of paper, a blank piece of paper, and they just draw whatever comes to their mind.
Up ahead, a closer look at how the government, military, and prominent Buddhist monks are using Facebook and social media to spread hate and false information against the Rohingya minority Muslim group. A social media expert joins us next. This is CBSN. We'll be right back.